Mhm. Yep, that's Jacob's number. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Todd?
Yes.
There you are. I didn't know how to unmute this thing. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
All right. We're just waiting for the stroke of 6.
Okay.
I'm
stuck in quite a grain line here.
Oh, delivering grain, huh?
Yeah, and they set the pace, and it's way slower than it's supposed to be.
All right. Well, it's 6 o'clock. So I'll call the meeting to order. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
We have a
I'll
motion.
second that.
In a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 We'll stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, public comment? There's anybody online or anybody? If not, then JD's up.
Good evening, JD King, Page County Engineer. Another fine day in Page County. Nice and cool. Good for working. The update went out on Tuesday afternoon, evening. But I do have a few additions to it. Blades are out. Some were in their district and others were working on various special projects around the county. We're hauling rock with 4 trucks, mainly in the north. And the pipe crew was doing slip liners for a couple days earlier this week. And the grout crew came in to grout the annular space and take care of that part of the work. Then we did the first part of the work. And that was done, both those projects were done as of yesterday. And we're still working dirt on 260th, covering up the railroad car that replaced the weight limited bridge. And we're still working on that part. We have 2 mowers running, one on the pavements, one on the gravels. Gravels to the north of Clarinda here, north central part of the county. Work at the shop continues on winter service and hanging snow equipment on the trucks that we don't use all the time. We brought in sand last week and used the salt we had stored in bins to place mix and fill up the shed. Then I ordered salt back. We're still waiting on a hydraulic pump for the 3rd mower. And Tuesday morning, we hosted the secondary roads, or the part of the health fair at the shop. We had 14 participants out of the 25 secondary roads people. And I got word from the John Deere guys that our 672 machine should be built the first week in December. It'd be the week of starting the 4th December. The Essex Bridge is still progressing decently. The guardrail guys were in today. We have 4-quarter guardrails on. It's rocked over the bridge. Should be open to traffic next week. They're still doing some dirt work off the roadway. No change on 280th Street, still waiting. We're doing closeout paperwork. That's what PPW means. Me is paperwork. Perrin FM project, Perrin 147. The plans were turned in this week for a January letting. So that's on schedule. And Tuesday, the bridge on H Road, or 190th and Juniper, I believe, or J Avenue. The bridge was let in Des Moines. Apparent low bidder is United Contractors out of Johnston for $1.7 million. $704,848.85. That will be on the agenda next week. Related paperwork to that project. 3 bidders. Number 2 bidder was only off. Was high by about $2,100. So 1.7 million. Number 1 and 2 were $2,100 apart. Pretty close.
Yeah, that is close.
I also have a pavement marking firm to come in to paint 3 pavements. J14, J28, M32. Freshen up those paint stripes. We had some training up in Atlantic today with the Service Bureau. My office manager called the Northborough City Clerk to talk about that sign. And then while this is not the county's project, the DOT is replacing the river bridge north of Shenandoah over the East Nishnabotna. The official detour is US 34 from Emerson over to Red Oak and then down 48 to Essex and then over to Shan. That's the official detour. As we anticipated and told the DOT, local traffic and even through traffic are using county roads, primarily 170th Street north of the bridge over east to A Avenue and then south. So we're generating lots of traffic through there, a lot of dust. I've been in contact with the DOT folks and they are gonna provide some dust control. I talked to them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, didn't talk to them today. We'll see how that going, but I'd encourage traffic in Page County to use the 130th Street or J14. They also call it AA, the east-west pavement north of Essex, and then D Avenue or M41 down to Essex, and then on 48 over to Shan. So we'll be careful out there. There's people that don't drive much gravel on gravels, and they don't have appreciation for loose rock on the surface. And there's dust. There's a lot of dust right now. Until it, rains and freezes or snows, there'll continue to be dust. Right now, there's also a hot mix plant producing asphalt for a project south of Shenandoah. So that's contributing to traffic there just north of Shenandoah. That'll be gone in a month or 2, but the bridge project is a big project. It could go up towards.
I think it's forecast to be done until August next year.
Right, so it's a major project. So I just encourage people to use caution when they're going on that road. I sat out there for a bit, a Wednesday noon. It wasn't a time when I didn't see something either to the south or the north I was at the intersection 170th and A, could either see, so there was always the traffic, either west, south, or north. Traffic has picked up considerably on that stretch.
So JD, you said you would encourage them to use 130th and J14. And what was the
And
other one?
D Avenue is the north-south piece that brings you in to the north side of Essex, connects you up with 48, Iowa 48.
Okay,
One other matter, I've got, some landowners out on the north end of the county, K Avenue, north 130th, they have rock petition, the petition's out. I've got one signature back, just waiting on that. Questions for me about the update?
Well, I appreciate you talking to the DOT and staying on. So,
Right, that's a long-term project,
yeah, that's gonna be something if we,
but,
hopefully people
we
will
do,
take your advice.
we do have a new bridge there at, A Avenue, north of town, north of Shenandoah, so that's certainly a good thing.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
thanks,
JD.
JD.
Thanks, JD.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Tom Wagner, and can I ask JD, I was on the agenda the last meeting in August, and JD had a commitment, he had to leave.
Yeah, do you have a question, Tom?
Yes, at that meeting, I was gonna ask about, bleed areas, excess bituminous material coming up through the surface on M32, which last year I had asked for them just to leave them and see what further developed. And that was not done. They went ahead and did some small removals, and now there are some areas showing up again. Are they going to leave those so they can see if they develop and get any worse? Are they going to have a contractor come back and fix, or has that job been signed off to where it is the county, it is up to the county to spend any money to repair those bad areas? And then also I'd asked previously, who's going to pay for that striping that was never done on the end of the project there at the Montgomery County line that could have been replaced in July, August, and it wasn't until after striping was done? Who's going to pay for that? And then also about the north 3/4 of a mile, in that north mile that butts up to the county, Montgomery County, I have driven that in the dark, I've driven it in the rain. Their striping is just hardly visible. There's a no passing zone that starts just north of the intersection that is 1 mile south of the county line. And so from that no passing zone sign south, you can see the striping is visible, but for the north 3/4 in that mile, north mile, it's not acceptable. And I guess I'm asking, is that going to have to be redone at the county's expense? Because that project was signed off and closed at the end of 2022. Was that contract closed out to where the contractor's obligation is no more? I guess I would like to know that.
Okay,
Well, respond at least to one of your concerns there. Right now, Tom, we don't plan to do any more patching on that project. So we'll see what occurs with those areas that were bleeding out. And maybe I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay, because that striping, I mean, that's a major concern. on a $3.36 million job. I mean, that's striping. I got, one supervisor was preaching to another supervisor last week about a liability to the county. I'll guarantee you that center line striping, it is very poor. That is a major liability to the county.
Working on striping in other areas right there. Not
And
allowed.
it's what? Is that at the cost to the county? Because it's after that project has been closed out. I guess that, I'd like to have that answered.
Okay. I'll have to check.
Okay, he's gonna get back to you, Tom, on that.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. All right, discussion and action on wind ordinance draft. I did do some research on the conservation wetlands piece of it, and I started working on some stuff. I don't have it completed yet, but I'm gonna try to have it done this weekend. And then I will email that to Carl. I found
Okay.
some other stuff, and I'll email it to both Judy and Jacob as well to make sure, you guys can see it and put your input in on anything that you think is right. I've been looking at several counties' ordinances, and then I even looked at some of the other things that have to do with DNR and wetlands and things like that. So I kind of got into a lot more information than I'm just trying to streamline it down so it makes sense.
I don't know if it came through or not yet, but the
Yeah, I can hear
ALDS lighting stuff, I think Carl's gonna put in there, so,
you. Yep, I saw that.
okay, so. We'll march on. If there's anything else we need to add, we're about ready to put the draft out. So
Yep.
I didn't have anything else on that.
Okay. Board communication. I've just got a couple things next week. I've got a Zion meeting Monday, and I have a SWPCO meeting on Wednesday, I believe, next week.
Yesterday, I was in Council Bluffs, the juvenile detention, and we're deciding what money we're gonna send back to the county. So there'll be a reimbursement coming for what we didn't use. So next meeting, we'll decide that.
And I haven't been to any meetings. I have been out in the country driving some roads, so other than that.
All right. And we have no claims this evening. So moving right along, we'll do discuss and action improving meeting minutes from last month or last week's meeting. And so I have my meeting notes here that I crossed out a few things based off of what our vote was back in January, and to follow those guidelines still. I did appreciate them putting in the wording for the motion that was made for the being amended minutes and not rewritten. So I was thankful for that. So Judy, if you'd like to see these or not,
I will.
I'll pass it over to you. Yep.
On that,
And Jacob, sorry I didn't get.
are you ready for a motion?
Yeah, I mean, we could make a motion or somebody.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. We pass the amended minutes.
I'll second. We'll do roll call.
Mayor,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
Clark,
No.
Holmes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we just have to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
You want to second that, Judy?
I will second that.
All right.
All right. You guys have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Yep.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening. Good luck with your grain.
I'm still not dumped yet. I'm waiting. Okay. See you later.